I forgot to put on a bra. So, don't look at me. How's everybody doing? Yeah, I don't care. People always are like, oh, are you gonna do crowd work? I'm like, I don't care about them. I do. It's not a lot. I am actually gonna do. I'm gonna ask questions later. But for right now, guess what, everybody? I just got a new job. Isn't that nice? Yeah, thank you. It's like a good job too. It's like a big girl job. Like it's like a good job. Does anybody here work in tech? No, you do? Okay. So does this track for you? So it's like a tech company, but I'm like a creative there. And then everybody else. So here's what I feel. The creative people have to be qualified. The smarty pants people, like the tech guys, have to be like super qualified, and then everybody else just gets to be somebody's nephew. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So like I was being onboarded the other day by a child. He was like a baby boy, and he was onboarding me. And he was going so fast. He was like talking very fast, and then all of a sudden he stopped, and he was like, "Okay. This is the time now where we negotiate. Which is not how you do that. I don't know if you guys know that." And I was like, okay. And he was like, okay, it's gonna be between 4,000 and 5,000. What do you want to make? And I was like, I don't know, like 5,000 probably. And he was like, okay, shit. And I was like, is everything okay, man? And he was like, yeah, it's just, I wasn't expecting you to say 5,000. And I was like, what were you expecting me to say? And he was like, well, a lot of times, like, women say 4,800. And I was like, oh, buddy, you weren't supposed to say that, you know? I'll take 5,100. I love that so much. He's like a Gen Z kid. Is anybody a Gen Z person in here? You also? Yeah. Okay, you guys are my favorite generation. It's my favorite one. Yeah. Because, like, I was thinking about it in terms of, like, secrets. Okay, so you have boomers, right? And they, like, didn't tell anybody anything, which is not charming. Like, they were just like, I love my dad and my government, and you're like, get out of here. You know what I mean? Very, very uncharming. And then there was, like, the Gen X or whatever, and they were kind of, they kind of told people stuff, but it was, like, mostly just about their depression, and that's like, well, okay, I don't care. You know, like, it's kind of not charming. And then there's the millennials, and millennials put their whole ass on the internet, and that is very charming. But then there's Gen Z, and you guys will tell everybody everything. And that's, like, your stuff and everybody else's stuff. Like, you'll be like, I have autism and my mom commits fraud. And it's like, this is my favorite generation. Tell me everything. Is anybody here a bad driver? Anybody?
Yes.
No, nobody?
Yeah.
You are? Yeah. Okay, how do you know you're a bad driver?
I hit the curb a lot.
You hit the curb a lot.
They laugh at me for it.
And you laugh at it. Okay, I got it. Is that it?
I speed a little.
You speed a little, you hit the curb a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
No.
Okay, so that pretty much covered it?
I think.
Okay, that's not, like, terrible. Is anybody else, like, a bad driver? Anybody? Nobody? Okay, cool, yeah. Give it up for them. They, like, gave me some stuff. Here's what's funny about that joke. Generally speaking, people who are either queer or women will tell me that they are a bad driver, and all of the straight men will look away from me because they're very good drivers. I also am a bad driver. I'm here with my friend who is also a really bad driver, and so the other day actually earlier today, I was like, hey man, I'm gonna confess to you a secret about my bad driving, because I'm a really bad driver. And I'm the bad driver, like like honestly, a lot of times that was a really tame one. A lot of times, like women will raise their hands, and they'll be like, ooh, 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 and then they will confess crimes to me. Like they'll be like, I killed a guy, and you're like, oh. One girl was like, I back up on the highway, and I was like, okay. So I was like confessing, and I was like, okay, so you're a bad driver, I'm a bad driver. I'm going to tell you something. I hit a lot of parked cars the other day, and he was like, how many parked cars? And I was like, okay, so like I hit like one, and then I was like, oh no, and then I hit another one pretty quick after that, and then I was like, that was pretty bad. Should I turn around? And then before I could, I hit another one, and then I turned into a parking lot, and I was like, man, that sucked a lot. And then I was like, maybe I should just go home, and then I hit another one, and so like it rounded out to like about 6, and then I was like, and he was like, I was like, okay, well, yeah. And then I just like went home. Like, for sure. I mean, it would have been crazy to go back and write a note for each one. And I was like, oh, you're the best person to tell about that. Yeah, I am a bad driver. It doesn't matter. Cool, good. We're moving on. I went through recently a low libido. Does anybody have I went through low libido, and I was like, I went to like my doctor about it, and I was like, hey man, I'm having low libido. And he was like, yeah, that happens to women sometimes. And I was like, cool, make it not happen to this woman. Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, why don't you give it 6 months? I was like, I could be dead in 6 months, dude. And he was like, oh no, don't worry, it's not dangerous. I was like, I am dangerous. Do you understand? Like, you're gonna just have me out on the streets without the will to come? Like, that is so, what am I supposed to do for pleasure? Like, I'm hit a guy with my car? Like, I can't do anything else, you know what I mean? And then I was talking to my other friend, who's like a guy, and I was like, hey man, how did you get like prescribed testosterone? Like, what was like the whole thing? And he was like, well, I just went into my doctor, and I was like, I'm a little tired. And he was like, huh, are you satisfied with the amount that you're coming? And he was like, and I was like, maybe not. And then he just gave me testosterone. And I was like, cool, this is why women drown their kids. Like, what are we doing? Like, are you kidding me? Doctors don't give a shit about, oh my God, it made me so mad. It's just like, sorry about my stupid vagina. I'm sorry that it's not like a cool dick. You know what I mean? They're just like, ew, gross. Your vagina wants to come? That's disgusting. It's not like my hot dick. Like, what are you doing right now? And then my other friend was like, well, it's like a medical necessity for dudes to come. And I was like, for sure. It's a medical necessity that I come, okay? And I talked to my other friend about it, and she was like, yeah, I haven't come in a really long time or wanted to, because like she's a little bit older. And I was like, well, what are you doing about it? And she was like, I just took up painting. And I was like, first of all, how much were you dedicating to coming a day? Like, it takes hours to, she's like a very good painter. I was like, and then second of all, like, I don't want to like replace coming with like playing trumpet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have enough dedicated time to just come, whatever. Okay, thank you guys, have a good night.